next guest is absolutely hilarious. He's a comedian. He's my brother. You know him from The Daily Show, and he's got a new stand-up special just in time for the holidays. Please welcome the crazy Roy Wood Jr.
Yes! Hello! Good to see you.
Oh, look at this, all festive. Look at y'all.
Right? You know,
And
it's
your
beginning to
holiday
look
shit.
a lot like Christmas around here.
Thank y'all for having
Finally
me.
made it to the show.
When's the last time I saw you? Like Essence Fest pre-COVID?
Essence Fest. Let me tell y'all something.
It's been a minute.
He was the Essence Fest nominee, and then I ended up taking over for the following year. And this man called me. He said he gave me advice. He didn't have to do that, so I always wanted to thank him.
That's amazing.
He's so kind to me, Roy. That's what comedians supposed to do, and he did it.
Looking out for
Essence
each other.
Fest. It should be hosted by a black woman.
Right.
Yeah, was running that
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
Well, you've been in this comedy game for a long time, Roy, but you're unique because you talk about a lot of social issues that many comedians do not want to touch, and you're not afraid to touch it. Why do you choose to go where others don't?
I just think that's where the fun is. Like, because everybody's in pain. Like, if we ain't learned nothing else in the last 2 years, everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
So if you can find something to make you smile within that storm, that's worth the while. And that's ultimately what comedy was for me. It was that one little nugget of happiness like I talk about that in the special. Like, life is basically a crab leg, and you're just trying to get that one little nugget on me.
Okay.
And so that's what I want to do. And like that, to me, that's what it's all about.
Well, you do it
I
well.
want to know, though, is there something you will not talk about?
Oh, my family and ugly people.
Oh, what ugly people?
Because we're all close to ugly. At least that's how I feel about myself. I'm too close to ugly to be talking about ugly people.
That's wrong.
And my family, because I still got to see them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I would rather argue with someone who doesn't agree with my politics than have my mama talk about, why you telling the family business?
Okay.
I hear that. How does your family feel about being in the same box with ugly people?
Oh, no, well...
My family and ugly people together.
Like my son, I'll talk about my son in passing, my 5-year-old. Of course, you know, you met my partner, Salone.
Yeah.
I'll mention her from time to time, but it's all within making a bigger point about the world.
Got it. It's not about them.
Because what I learned, and this is why I'm still living in LA. I was dating somebody, it's like 10 years ago. I had to make sure I had to add the years.
Exactly. You won't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I made a joke about my relationship on stage while she was in the crowd. And when I got off stage, she was gone.
Oh,
She was gone.
where'd she go?
I don't know. This is pre-Uber, so you know she was mad.
Yeah, she was bad pre-Uber.
You can't leave fast 10, 15 years ago. You had to call a cab, then you had to wait for the cab.
She was doing all that. She called, she
Right?
waited, she left.
She was done.
Yeah, she was done.
Done.
So
Wow.
I was
Woman
like,
is done.
maybe I should be talking about gun control and police reform.
That's what made the change happen.
Okay, I want to know, a lot of comedians right now with cancel culture are afraid to talk. How do you feel about that? Do you worry about that, other than your family?
No, I don't worry about it. And also the idea of cancel culture being this thing, all I've seen, and you tell me if I'm seeing something different, all I've seen happen in the discourse, as they like to say, I've seen comedians say something that people don't like, and then I've seen them people get up and go, hey, I didn't like what you said. Sound like a smooth-moving democracy to me. If you have a right to say something on the stage, then I have a right to say something on my phone, on Twitter, over email, wherever the hell I want to say it, to let you know that I don't approve of that. I mean, it ain't like it back in the day. You know, back in the day, if you ain't like a comedian, you had to write a letter to the editor.
Exactly.
You had to write a letter to a newspaper.
To the authority, a strongly worded letter. And
Now you can go, you suck, I don't like you. So, I mean, I haven't seen any comedians go to jail. I haven't seen any comedians, and we're talking non-criminalistic cancel, because that's what I'm talking about, just my opinions about your opinions. That's no, I don't think that's
You
a
just
real
do
thing.
not care about what people have to say, what their opinion is about you, as long as they don't put you in jail.
Yeah, that's
get
it.
it.
And I think that that's fair. I think that we live in a world where people have an opportunity to say what they want to say. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Got it. Well, one of the things you do care about is where you come from. This past year, you did the show Finding Your Roots. So I want to know, what did you learn? What did you find out?
So, first off, they know all your business. They know all your business.
They find out.
Now, what they don't tell you on that show is that they find out everything that you didn't even know you, like, because you think you just, oh, I'm gonna sit with the DNA and I'm gonna find my ancestors. And they did all of that.
Yeah.
But then he threw me a curveball. He found by name the name of the white man who owned my ancestors.
Oh.
Then found their descendants and where they live today in the South.
No.
What?
What do you do with that information?
That's what I want to know.
Now,
You trying to go see them?
Okay.
They live in a broke-ass county. They ain't got no reparations for me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, you know, that was the first thing I was like, I need to just pull up. Hey, how you doing? I'm the great-great-great-grandson of Samuel Wood. I need y'all to go ahead and pay me a little bit of that back salary that y'all owe Samuel.
They had nothing to give you.
But they broke.
They got nothing
I ain't
to
even Googled them on Facebook yet, but I know they broke because I saw the county. I came up in the South doing shows. I've been to this county.
Right.
They got nothing.
They ain't
This
got
is
no
why
money.
we love you, Roy.
I might go down there and hire them.
Why?
It's so
This is
wrong.
all
I didn't say
day.
slave. I just said hire. I
This
paid
is
them a
all
fair
day.
rate and give them health and
day.
benefits. I ain't said nothing about enslaving no white folks. Why y'all putting words in my mouth?
Jeez.
It's the holidays.
On a more positive note, you also found out that you're related to somebody really cool. Who's that?
John Lewis.
Yo.
Really?
Cousins, am I wrong?
No clue until he told me that. And it completely informed everything about the choices that I've made. And I've always thought that, you know, my father was a civil rights journalist. And so my father's always been on speaking on what's right in this world, what should be right in this world. And my comedy is kind of adjacent to that. But then to find out the ties to John Lewis, I go, oh, well, this is just in the blood.
Yep.
It's deep in the blood, way deeper than I ever thought. So, you know, I'd hope that I could do it as well as John Lewis. I don't think so. You know, he's definitely more impactful.
You know,
I'm
you're doing
funnier,
it in your way.
but he's way more impactful. So I'm just trying to use my gifts as best I can to affect the same type of change that people like John Lewis and my father stood
that's
for.
Well,
something to be
John
proud
Lewis
of.
always said get in good trouble, and you get in good trouble on The Daily Show. You've been doing this since 2015.
Yeah.
Is the news still funny now, though?
I think that we live in a faster news cycle. So it's not that the news isn't funny, it's when is the time to make the joke? Because we live, you know, we used to be in a 24-hour news cycle. News would happen on Monday, you could ride that till Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
But now, a 9 a.m. story is not relevant at 5:30 sometimes.
How about
and
that?
how quickly, like the Rittenhouse verdict, the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict is a perfect example where we found jokes that were adjacent to the pain. You don't live within the tragedy itself, but the judge was wilding.
Right.
So we found jokes on the judge and all the craziness he was doing, but the moment that verdict came down, the jokes stopped.
Yeah.
And you live in the shared emotional experience that we're having. And I think that's the dopest thing about Trevor and what we've been able to do at The Daily Show is that Trevor, he's not stressed about this. It ain't got to be funny every single second. This is something
it's
with
real, it's real.
George Floyd. It's not funny.
Yeah.
So we're going to live in this, and we're going to have a panel and talk about race relations in this country. So
It's a great
I think
show.
it's about figuring out the time between when something happens to when you can make a joke and what you can make a joke about.
Yes,
Yep.
deciphering the time and the place. Well, now you have a new comedy special that we're all super excited about, and it's called Roy Wood Jr. Imperfect Messenger. Why are you the imperfect messenger?
Because I ain't the right person to say this stuff, but who else gonna say it? Somebody gotta say it. Somebody gotta talk about the things. Like, because I don't wanna ever come across as some know-it-all. I'm not that. I make a lot of mistakes, all right? I do a lot of stuff that people don't agree with. I put mayonnaise on hot dogs. So
I love mayonnaise on hot dogs.
finally.
no.
Yes, in
Let's not
Ecuador,
start
it's
this.
known as salchipapa.
See? Yeah.
Salchipapa is hot dogs with mayonnaise and...
We need to have him on for dinner and
Yeah,
disaster.
Just mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together. Salchipapa.
Salchipapa.
Yes.
All right, let me take that back to
Yeah,
Alabama.
they
and
do
I'm gonna
hot
tell
dogs
people.
and French fries.
Yeah, so, you know, I
goodness.
make a lot of mistakes.
Get
but,
us
you know,
out of here.
Yeah, okay.
Salchipapa.
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 Roy, we have got a clip of Imperfect
Yeah.
Messenger. Let's please take a look.
Look at this.
Lost confidence in our own face. Won't put a picture of yourself online without putting a filter. You gotta have a filter. Swing. So, okay, that's the one I'm gonna post. That's the one. Gotta have dog ears on your head. Why don't run from the truth. Don't be putting no filters on your pictures. Accept the truth. Your mama's a 9, your daddy's a 2. It is what it is. Stop putting filters on yourself.
Okay, Roy, we know that you're used to bringing hard-hitting news stories from your work on The Daily Show. So today, we wanted to see just how well you know your headlines. So this is Roy Brings Us the News.
All right.
It's about to get
Okay,
interesting.
that's how it works, Roy. We're gonna go through a bunch of different news articles and pull the craziest headlines we could find. We're gonna show you the corresponding photo, and you have to guess what the news story was about. Sounds easy, right?
Okay, I can do this.
Okay.
I believe in you.
All right, okay, well,
All right.
here's your first photo, Roy. Take a good look. What do you think, Roy?
Okay, we got
what was this
cat
article
inside.
about?
Okay. Cat saves flight attendant from crazy passenger.
I wish it was that because I would have been okay with that. This story came from the New York Post, and the headline was, "Woman caught breastfeeding her hairless cat."
That's
On
what-
a Delta flight.
No.
Yes.
Yes. And the cat was going crazy, they said. The cat didn't want to be fed.
The cat didn't want it?
He didn't
didn't
want
want
it.
When do you decide? Like, when did you figure out I should breastfeed my cat?
Breastfeed my
What's your
cat.
take on
What's your
this,
take?
Roy?
This is why you got to pay for the upgrade. You got to get away from people like that. You can't be sitting in the middle seat with a cat and breasts. It's just too much.
It's too much.
You got to at least go. That don't happen in economy comfort. That's why
Listen.
it's economy comfort.
Gotta be comfort.
That's main cabin behavior. Don't talk to me about main cabin behavior, Garcia.
Cabin
Behavior.
behavior.
We gotta remember that one.
Here's your next one. Take your best guess, Roy.
Main cabin.
What's the headline right here?
Your uncle is no longer gonna give you the money that he owes you.
Is that a lottery ticket I see in there?
Yeah, that looks like Powerball or something.
Powerball or something.
Okay, well, the
Yeah.
headline for this one comes from NPR and was actually a retired utility worker has won $2 million in the lottery for the second time.
Yes.
That's some kind of luck I don't
like it.
understand. What do you
I
think?
don't like it.
Why you don't like
You
it?
should be ineligible to play the. After you win, you should be ineligible.
I agree.
Give somebody else a chance.
I agree.
Yeah, give somebody else a chance.
Yeah.
Keep winning $2 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got
Here's
the
your
shot.
next photo. Take a good look and a good guess. What was this article about?
New pet streaming service to launch in January. Yeah, I think that's what that one is.
Well, the headline was from the article from Sky News. It was Dog TV set to launch to help with stretch and behavioral problems. You were right.
We come full circle.
He got one right.
That is great.
They needed that on that flight for the cat.
Right. Roy, thank you for hanging out with us today. You are so funny. Roy Wood Jr. Imperfect Messenger is currently available on the Comedy Central app as well as VOD and EST platforms.